Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick. My name is Callie Say and I'm here at Transwest in Horse Trailer Sales. So for those of you that aren't familiar with us, we are about 30 minutes north of Denver, right off I-25. It's a really beautiful day to check out this really nice Cimarron trailer that I have behind me. So let's go take a tour. Alright, so for those of you that have been here before, we are Cimarron and Logan dealers. So if you're looking for a new trailer, we can build you a Cimarron or a Logan. They're both custom built trailers. However, their standard base model on the Cimarron is really well equipped. So the cool thing about a Cimarron is that you get a spec sheet just like this, and you can go through and you can add lights, you can add height, you can add length. You can pretty much make any changes that you want if they fall within the realm of what engineering deems safe. So this one is pretty close to as standard as it gets for a 3-horse bumper pull. We did standard height of 7'1" tall, standard width of 6'10" wide, and we did pretty standard up front as well. So you've got the polished stainless nose sheet here. You've got the tread right up front. This is where you're going to get a lot of road blast on your trailers. So instead of damaging the 050 sheets up above, the aluminum sheets, you're going to take a lot more wear and tear care without seeing it. So they like to keep their trailers really nice, helps with resale value. So by having something to protect this front end where you're going to get a lot of road blast, it's really nice to have. This little pink tag right here means that these trailers have been through our shop. So new and used trailers actually go through our shop when they come to our lot. A technician is paid to go through these trailers, make sure that everything is as how it should be. So if there's any warranty work that we need to take care of before it gets to the customer, we can do that in-house so that you don't have to deal with anything after you pick up your trailer. If you needed to, you can always upgrade to either an electric or an electric over hydraulic jack. On these bumper pulls, they're not super hefty to lift up and down, but it is nice just to be able to do it at the push of a button. As I mentioned, we've got 050 white aluminum sheets here. These are aluminum trailers, so the frame is aluminum, the sheets are aluminum, and then the roof on this trailer is actually an insulated fiber Tack roof. So I'll show you that when we get inside. One of the upgrades you will see on this trailer is that we did add a little bit of length to this tack room, and that is to accommodate this big 42-inch wide door to allow these swing out saddle racks room to get in and out. If you guys have ever had a trailer with swing out saddle racks where the door is only right around 36 inches wide, you know that you're always going to be struggling to get everything tucked away without trying to rip your saddles off trying to come through this door. By doing this wider door, it also gives us a nice little alleyway to get in and out of our trailer. We can have this swung out, you can walk in, grab your bridle hooks, grab your show shirts, and you're not going to have to worry about pushing things back in and out. So these 42-inch wide doors with these swing out saddle racks are really necessary, and they just make everything function really well. We did a fold-up step here into the tack room. Even though you're 6'10" wide, you have a lot of running board to get in and out of your trailer. It is so nice to have that fold-up step. I like to be able to just kind of cut the distance. Makes it easier, especially if you're struggling carrying a lot of things in and out of your tack room. You're less likely to fall, trip on this little running board here. It just gives you a nice safe space to put your feet up and down. On this door here, we do have a little brush box. You can also option it with a door organizer if you want. Can't have both, but if you want something that's just really easy to hold all of your junk in your trailers, these really do become a catch-all for a lot of people. Shampoos, fly sprays, hoof picks, anything you can throw in here, you'll usually find in this little junk drawer of the trailer. We do a little window here. This is optional. Like I said, you can pretty much change just about everything on these Cimarron trailers. But what's nice about this window is if you've got some stinky saddle pads that you've just ridden your horse quite a bit of miles and you want things to dry out a little bit on your way home, you can open this window up, get some air moving, get some ventilation in there, and not have to worry about opening your door and getting hit with all those pungent odors. Right here on the saddle post, everything on this post is adjustable. If you zoom in here, you will see you've got a bolt on the top and the bottom. Just get yourself a little crescent wrench and you can loosen these, slide them up and down on the post or completely off if you want. If you want to have your saddles a little bit higher and maybe intermix your bridle or your blanket bars, that's something that's really easy to accomplish. So everything's really customizable, easy to use. You can always add more if you need. All right, so as we work our way in here, we've got a nice big clothes rod going over the top, and that's just really nice to be able to hang your stuff up, get it out of the way, get it out of your truck, and not have to worry about finding storage for it on the floor. You've got your spare tire. Spare tire is just like every other tire that you've got on this trailer. Every Cimarron trailer comes standard with aluminum wheels. So even though this is a pretty standard built trailer, you are going to have a lot of the custom upgrades that a lot of other trailer companies have as standard. So standard aluminum wheels, standard insulated FiberTech roof. This roof is very hail resistant. It keeps your horses a lot cooler. It's got an R3 thermal value. It's very strong, and it also kind of helps deaden some of the sound that you will get in a trailer, so it has some muffling properties. I really, really love this roof. On top of that, we do a really high quality roof sealant. It is a Dow Corning 791 roof sealant. So even though they do a 1-year warranty on their seals, chances are I've seen a lot of trailers that you have never had to replace the sealant on the roof because they hold up so well. They don't crack out and dry, or they don't crack and dry like a lot of other roof sealants. So on my 2009, the roof still looks really great. So still need to get up there every year and check it out, but it's nice to use really high quality materials. Anywhere you've got bridle hooks, you are going to have carpeting behind as standard. That is because your horses are right on the other side of this wall, and we want them to be really comfortable. We don't want them to have to hear bits swinging back and forth and banging around in this tack room. So bridles will have a nice carpeted place. You pay a lot for those head stalls. We also want to protect them. A lot of people think these are plastic. These are actually aluminum bridle hooks, so they're quite heavy duty, will hold up to some really heavy duty wear and tear. They are coated, so they're not gonna leave any unsightly rub marks on your bridles or anything like that. If you wanted to, on a custom built trailer, you can line and insulate this whole thing. You can add an AC unit, you can add more bridle hooks, carpet this whole wall. The world is kind of your oyster on some of those items. Another upgrade she did on this one is she did a rubber mat on the floor. So our carpet is our standard, but if you know horse trailer people, they usually are not walking on pristine surfaces. There's a lot of mud and gunk that is dragged into these trailers. It's really nice to have something that you can just easily sweep out, hose off if you need to. So rubber mats, I think, are always a really good upgrade on these trailers. These trailers are running on, this trailer in particular is running on 5,200 pound rubber torsion axles. We've got plenty of axle underneath this trailer to load it complete full with tack and horses. Once again, you'll see those standard aluminum wheels. And then something I did want to point out, we used to kind of talk about this a lot, but it's been a little bit since we talked about these nitrogen filled tires. On a day like today, it really reminds me how nice it is to have something that is nitrogen filled. It was probably 32 degrees when we started this morning, and by the time we're done, it might be up to 50. So we want to be mindful of that when we're pulling our trailers. If you start really cold and it warms up, the tires warm up, that if you use just regular air, it's going to expand really quickly in there, and that's what can lead people to blowouts. So it's really hard to, on a regular air-filled tire, to manage that pressure. Nitrogen does not expand or contract as quickly as air does, so it's going to hold a more stable PSI, which is why we use the nitrogen-filled tires on these trailers. The tires themselves come with their own warranty, so they are a 1-year no questions asked against any roadside hazards, 2-year roadside assistance, and 5 years against any manufacturer defects. So even your tires have really good warranties. Probably want to know what the other warranties are for your trailers. We talked about the 1-year sealants. You have a 3-year hitch to bumper and an 8-year structural on this trailer for the first owner. So really good warranties that stand behind really good trailers. On the hip side here, we do have bus windows. You can upgrade those to drop downs if you want. You do drop downs every other. On this rear door, if you want, we've seen a lot of them where we've done drop downs on this rear door if you just want to be able to get a lot more airflow going through there. These fenders are really nice because what is kind of the one major thing you see damaged on trailers, it's usually a fender from some sort of blowout or a horse kicking it. So these are actually bolt-on fenders. I actually delivered one to a customer last week. So they're really easy to replace, not a lot of labor, which means that if you have an accident or a blowout or a horse maybe just destroy your fenders, it's going to be cheaper for you to replace them versus a weld-on fender. So it's, once again, cost of ownership on these trailers is usually less than the competition. All right, so as we work our way back here, we do have a little 8-inch awning light here on the rear, and that is so that if you're loading it in the dark, horses can kind of see where they need to place their feet. This is a 60/40 door setup, so if you got really well broke horses that just jump right in and out of your trailers, chances are you're only going to need to open that passenger side door for them to get in and out. We do have the ability to open both of them and clip them back in the event that you have a horse that's a little more stubborn or one that maybe just wants to see a little bit more of what's going on inside. So nice little options there. In this trailer, she opted to upgrade to padded dividers. So especially if you've got light colored horses, palominos, grays, anything like that, this aluminum, it will kind of rub on them and it'll leave these grayish dark marks on them. So if you're getting ready for a show, it's one less step if you just have these padded dividers. They're also a little more comfortable for them to lean against, although Cimarron does a really, really good job of making sure that there's no sharp spots on their trailers. It's nice. You can't do this on a lot of trailer companies where you just run your hands over everything without getting some sort of nick or scrape. So everything's got a radius on it. It's all supposed to be very horse safe. The divider latches are really easy to operate. It's just a simple pull here. As you'll notice, they don't do any metal to metal contact if they can avoid it. Metal to metal wears a lot faster than, say, a high grade plastic against a metal. It also makes a lot of sound. So we want to keep these horses as comfortable as possible. So it's nice to be able to give them a nice quiet ride. You've got lots of kick mats up high here. It's 54 inches on the hip side, 48 inches on the head side. Line and insulate behind here, so even your walls behind these have insulation. You've got this standard insulated roof on top of it, so your horses are going to be really comfortable, rain or shine. They're not going to get too hot or too cold. Rubber mats on the floor here. If you want to upgrade, you can always go with worm flooring. If you are somebody that knows you're not going to ever pull your mats and you're just going to let urine sit on your floors, I would recommend going with a worm flooring. It's going to seal your floor. It's going to give you more traction for your horses getting in and out, and you're never going to have to pull those mats. So that is always something you can add on afterwards, although it is cheaper to do it in the beginning. This first divider here, on a lot of our inventory trailers, you will see on our 3-horse bumper pulls, we usually do a stud divider on the first stall. That's not something she really needed, so we just did a partial here. There's tons of different divider options. You can do the airflow where you've got the bars over the head. You can do the extended where it goes all the way back to this wall here. Do the stud divider. You can do an add-on stud divider. There's lots of options. Completely custom built trailers makes it really, really easy to get exactly what you want. Another thing that is standard on these trailers is underneath these mats is their flooring system. In their flooring system, they don't cheap out on any trailer. Every trailer is exactly the same. You're actually running with 4-inch centers underneath this trailer, with every other one being a V-truss. So strongest aluminum floor in the market. Everything's interlocking. You'll notice that over time, where your horses stand, since they're always standing on a center support, you're not going to get that bowing and dipping that you see on a lot of trailers with aluminum floors. So standard roof, standard floors. We like our standards on our Cimarrons. So on this side, we did do big drop downs on the head side there. They have over 6 inches of framing behind here that you can't see, so they're really heavy duty. You can run with them down if you want. I know some people throw fly masks on their horses, or you can get window jail bar covers here. What I really like about these jail bars is everything is kind of one seamless piece, so you don't have any moving parts. It's very simple to operate, very strong. You'll notice once again these plastic coverings here so that you're not going to have to worry about this metal on metal wearing pretty quickly. And then something that she decided that she didn't really need on this was she didn't need an escape door. So we didn't do a stud divider, we didn't do an escape door. So she's got a nice big drop down window on this first stall. When you go with an escape door, you do get a slightly smaller drop down, still gets lots of airflow through on your trailer, but it is nice if you do want to add an escape door. If you're only hauling 2, you can kind of use that first stall for additional storage. However, this standard setup here is just a really, really nice option, especially if you want that big drop down and you don't think you're ever going to use an escape door. So, like I said, this is a sold unit, but we can build one just like it. We can take this one, tweak it to exactly how you want. Just because a lot of our Cimarrons here are optioned really, you know, we add stud dividers, we add the escape door, you know, we can add sometimes drop downs on that rear door. Just because we do those things doesn't mean you guys have to. So you can kind of pick and choose what's important to you. We'd be happy to spec something out for you. If you want to reference this number, it is 5N210923. It will be on our YouTube video, but it is going to go home here shortly, so it will not be online. Just keep that reference and we can always look up this stock number. We really like building custom trailers, especially now where the backlog is a little bit higher. Why not put a spin on something that we've got on order so that it's exactly how you want it? So please give me a call. My name is Callie Say. My phone number is 970-309-6368. I'd love to talk to you guys about getting the trailer that you want. So have a great day. Thanks.